Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, I am your host, Hosting Cruz. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, after a bloody fight between Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora winning that dramatic bloodbath of a fight, is now the hunted at stacked 154 pounds. Stacked division, like I said, he's got Brian Mendoza, who sparked him in 3 rounds. Well, not in 3 rounds, but in 7, who knocked him out cold. He's got Buchachuk, strong Ukrainian fighter who we saw beat Brian Mendoza in that card earlier in the night. And then we got 2 fighters also who just recently arrived at 154. And these are 2 of the top welterweights in the world coming into 154, Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Errol Spence said he was going to be at the fight, watching the fight, and confront the winner. And so he did. The winner turned out to be Sebastian Fundora, the Towering Inferno. Now, prior to the fight, everyone was talking about Crawford coming up 154 to fight Tim Tszyu and all that. Remember, no one expected Tim to fight Fundora, much less Fundora to beat Tim. You know, it was supposed to be Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman got injured. They needed a replacement. I thought the fight was going to get canceled, but it didn't. They found a sub. The sub agreed. Happened to turn out to be Sebastian Fundora, who was coming off a brutal knockout loss. And I didn't really give him any chance in this fight, much less expected what we saw, a brutal bloodbath. And him coming out the winner of the fight. You know, now he's the unified 154-pound champion, WBC and WBO champ. So now he's got a reason for top names to look at him, like Errol Spence. Errol Spence confronted him in the ring. Errol Spence said he would like to fight him. Let's see, because the interviewer asked Spence, what can he do with that jab that Tim couldn't? We'll see. We'll break him down and all that stuff. That's what he told him. That's what he told. That was his response. He will break him down and all that, and we'll see how it goes. And then Crawford came on social media and said, "You lost, brother. Get the back of the line." And remember, Crawford destroyed Spence in their fight at 147, and the rematch never happened because Spence went for an eye surgery, and that held back the process and the rematch clause and all that. But Spence trying to get that fight with Fundora, and then here comes the WBO president, Francisco Valcarcel, coming in between these 2 guys and saying that I'm going to order a fight between Fundora and Crawford, because Crawford deserves the fight more than Spence. Spence coming off the loss with Crawford. Crawford, of course, coming off the win in dominant fashion, and has had plans to go up to 154. And Crawford has expressed in the past that he would like to fight Tim Tszyu. And it will be a great fight once I come up to 154. But now that Tim is no longer the champion, Crawford has a different challenge. He's got to deal with a 6'6", tall, long fighter, giant, if you will, in the Tower and Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, who fights well on the inside for his height. And as you saw with Tim, he's very good fighting on the outside, obviously with his height and reach. A lot of guys that are in boxing don't use their height. Sebastian is the same way. He doesn't use his height, but he used his height and reach with Tim. And we saw what happened. So is that interesting? It's interesting. I never thought I would say this. Crawford versus Sebastian Fundora. But here we are. Here we are. Sebastian Fundora deserves this fight with Crawford. He's earned it. He fought his ass off with Tim Tszyu. He's the new champion, new unified champion. Now, he deserves this. He deserves to step in the ring with these sharks now. In Spence, Crawford, Buhachuk, whoever. Even a rematch with Brian Mendoza. Any top 154. Sebastian said it. Any top 154. You get it. You like to fight the best. You want to fight the best. And rightfully so. Because right now, Sebastian Fundora has claimed himself as one of the best by defeating and knocking off Tim Tszyu in an upset. So yeah, interesting, man. Interesting now to picture Crawford going in there and fighting a guy that tall, to see what he can do with him. How will Crawford be so effective like he was with Spence against a tall man like that, and having to deal with that reach. Because I know that Fundora is going to pop that jab out and keep him at bay like how we did Tim. And Fundora has good power. So Crawford is going to be interesting to see how Crawford can adjust to a guy like that. With a guy like that, as tall, rangy, Crawford's going to have to get inside. He's going to have to take chances to get inside and work the body and try to land clean headshots, So we'll see, because Crawford is about the same height as Tim, and Tim looked really small to Fundora, but we'll see what happens, man. Crawford he's got the punching power and the skills, but he's gonna have to land and do more than land, man. He's gonna have to really get inside because he does not want to stay outside. So the WBO president, Francisco Valcarcel, he wants to order the fight next week. So, starting this week coming, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. So Spence is going to likely have to wait, because I was saying to myself, maybe Spence may not get this fight. He thinks he's going to get it. And if he does, well, I don't think he's going to get this fight. Somebody else will. Spence needs a tune-up. A good fight for Spence will be against Siri Buhachuk. That's a great fight. The style of Buhachuk and Spence, two guys that are normally aggressive, that are aggressive, can punch hard. And that'll be a tremendous fight. So because Crawford is going to get that shot with Fundora, I think Spence can jump in the ring against Buhachuk, someone like Buhachuk. That'll be some tremendous test for him at 154 to feel out the waters. And that fight is more than feeling out the waters, man. Buhachuk is a fight. It's a true fight. It's not a stepping stone. He's a dangerous man. So I just want to come here and talk to you guys about that. The WBO is going to order it, man. Sebastian Fundora versus Terence Bud Crawford. Likely Crawford's first fight at 154, man. Interesting stuff, man. 154 has become more interesting. Now that Tim Tszyu is no longer the champion, Sebastian Fundora, the underdog, the champion, possessing an interesting task for other opponents. Being tall, being rangy, with punching power, and tough. And, it's going to be a task for Crawford. And anybody that steps in front of him, So we'll see. Miracle of Boxing, guys. I am your host, Hostin Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, guys. It's always better to talk to you guys about boxing right here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.